Hello, my name's Sue and I'm going to be taking you through today's project. And I've taken some papers from the beautiful Jacobean. They are so pretty. And when I got the papers, I thought, there's so much you can do with them. I set my cards out. I've got an idea before I start what I want to do. But the trouble is, as you're making your card, you're thinking, oh, next time I can do so-and-so. But with these papers, and I've printed them out so that I've got the two lots onto the one sheet. So you use one and you've still got another one for another card, or even more embellishments, or decoupage it. It's up to you, but I'll show you what I've done with it. So I've got the main designs, then I've taken one of the backing sheets, and look at that. That is so pretty, and it images the large one on there. So I'm trying to carry it through. So that's the backing paper. Then I've taken some borders. Now don't think of a border just as a border, and I'll show you what I mean when we get a little bit further along. Then I've taken another backing sheet, but look at the colours in that. They are so gorgeous. And if you're picking your card, you've got so many colours to choose from. You can have a yellow, you can have a green, you can have a pink, you can have a burgundy red. So it's up to you what colour card you put behind it. Then I've taken the inserts, and I love these inserts. And if I use a dark paper for the front of the card, I like to put a paler insert in, because it shows then that you've not thought, oh, right, well, that's 6 pages of that. That's all I can be bothered to do. It shows that you've put some thought into it. And then I've taken the sentiment. And here again, you've got so many different shapes. You could lay one on top of the other. You could put one in each corner if it comes to that. But anyway, that's my papers. So now I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. So I've taken a piece of purple card. Just get rid of that little bit for a minute, because I'm going to put the insert in first. To join the cards, I've taken 2 A4 pieces, and then what I do is, because I use my board a lot, I would line it up and then decide how much I wanted to fold over, put my ruler, go down with a scoring tool and fold that piece over. Then I put a piece of double-sided down there and a piece down there, line the 2 pieces of card up together, just fold that over, press it down, and you've got a card as large as you want. I mean, you can leave it A4 if you want, but I've taken this one down just a little bit. So then we're going to put the insert in. So we open it up, and I'm going to turn that round. My insert, I've just trimmed the edges, folded it in half, and then I like my card so that when I open the card, the insert goes with it. So what I would do is make sure my flowers are right way up, and then just lay that in there. Try and get it reasonably centred. Just lay that down there, close it up, and there we are. So that when you open your card, your insert goes with it. Then on the front, I've taken the backing sheet, and what I've done is I want to leave a little bit of border. So I've measured it like that, and then just lifted the card and made a crease, folded it over like that. Now, on the back of my paper, I've got my double-sided. So I'll just get my knife and lift that. And what you don't want to do is open your card out and lay your piece of paper straight across it. I'll show you what I mean when I've done my double-sided. Because when you come to fold your card, it won't fold because your paper is too tight. So I'm just lifting these corners and folding them back. And you do that corner and then this one, and just lift that, fold it back, and then, because that's where my fold's going to be, like that, just line it up make sure you got it more or less the same all the way around. And then if you just press one corner, it's attached. And then all you do, just peel away your double-sided. Then that one. Just run your fingers down it. Peel that one away and run your finger down that. Now, turn it over, and you've already got your crease there, which more or less covers your fold, so nobody can see that. And then I've just put a piece of double-sided on this edge, and I'm just going to turn that to lift it. And you lift that up. And this piece you can take, this piece you can take right off because you're going to be folding it over. I'll just lift that corner. And as I say, once you've made this card, you've still got stuff left to make another one. So just fold that over and run your hand down it. And that's that. Now, we're going to do some tea bag folding. Look. But nah, I'm not going to start that small. I'm going to start this small. So, I'm going to take my piece of paper. I'll move that out of the way and then you can see what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter which fold you do, front or back. But for this one, I've got my pattern upwards and I'm going to go corner to corner and just make a nice, good fold. I'll run my fingernail down it. If you make good folds, they're easier to pop. Open it up and do the opposite corner to corner. Same again, fingernail down it. Oops, that one's moved a fraction. Like that. So you've got your diagonal. That's right, diagonal. Turn it over, and now you're going to go from edge to edge. Just line it up. And again, a nice crease, like that. Turn it round and crease it the other way. A nice fingernail crease. So that's the basic. Now, when you hold there, it will pop and you end up with a triangle. Right? It's as simple as that. Now we're going to take, you've got the point, the solid point towards you, and if you just do that, then you can see that crease, because what you're going to do is put a fingernail there and bring this edge up to the centre line, like that. And again, a good crease. I'm just going to turn it round because it's easier for me to do. And you're going to do the same with this flap. Just bring it into the centre and a good crease. So that when you let go, it sort of pops itself. And that I'm going to use to put on my card. But before I do that, because the patterns are different colours but both patterned, it's going to disappear a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn that over, and you don't have to go mad. And I've left it in, excuse me a minute, right, and I left it in my box. I want my double-sided. And what I'm going to do is just tear a piece off because I want to attach it, the bottom of it, to a piece of black card. So just put a piece up the middle. And as I told you before, I'm very frugal, so I don't go mad. So there we are. Just take that off. And then I've got a piece of black card, and I'm just going to set it onto my black card with a little bit of border around it. And that will bring it up from the pattern I'm going to put it on. Press it down the middle. And now, with your... And again, it's easier to work so that you can see what edge you can't see that bit, but I'll try and show you better on the other one. if you come up to what you're working to, then you can see how much border you're leaving. So down there with your knife. And the same again on this edge. Come up to the piece you're working to, and then you can see how much border you're leaving. And then down there. And I haven't quite cut through there, so just go along it again with your knife. And there we are. And that is your piece with a border around it. So that when you sit it onto your card, it stands out. So just turn it over again. And if I can find the end of my double-sided, which should be somewhere. I mean, you don't have to put it on with double-sided. You could put it on with foam pads so that it stands up. But I want mine flat. So I'm just going to pop a piece down the middle, and I might be a little bit more extravagant this time. I'll put another piece on because I don't want it to fall off. So another piece along there, and then another little bit along this edge, like that. And there we are. Just take your backings off. And as I've said before, when you've made this card, you've still got bits left. I mean, you can go really mad and put everything onto one card. I mean, they look gorgeous. But if you frugal, tight, I call it, you get the two cards out of one sheet of toppers. So that goes, I'm going to pop him in the middle, like that. And that's the front. Now then, I've taken one of the sheets with the patterns on the flowers, and what I'm going to do is, I've got the large one, I've cut the large one out, there, and foam pads on the back, and because it was a little bit wiggly from the flower to the leaves, I've just taken a small piece of card and stuck it on there. Just gives it a little bit more stand-upness. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that on there. So that when with that popping up, it's standing up away from the design. Now then, I've cut a lot of other pieces out as well, but I'm not going to put them on there. Let's see, wait a minute. I've got a sentiment here. Cut one of the sentiments out, layered it up onto the same coloured card, and I'm going to pop that in that corner. Just there like that. And then, because I've cut all the others out, I'm going to pop one on there. I've got another one I'm going to pop into that corner. And then I've got two little tiny rosebuds, and I'm going to pop them down there. Right? Just like that. Now, inside, we've got a bear piece. So what I've done is I've done some more tea bag folding. So I'm just going to pop those, and it's just as an accent, so you can have one going that way. You can have one at the bottom going that way. And then just the one in the middle, perhaps sitting straight. And to me, that just takes that bareness off when you open your card. So there we are. A different place to put your tea bag fold.